I'm not sure about this, man. It's getting pretty deep.
That's crazy, just a slight elevation gain, just everything's covered in snow.
And I know, like we were like down in this little safe haven next to the lake, and then as soon as we left on the drone, you could just see the wall.
Yesterday, we took the only existing trail into a small cabin on a lake at the bottom of a mountain basin. It was already difficult the previous day, but to our surprise, the snow line overnight fell within 15 feet of camp, leaving us no choice but to climb out from the lake through the forest that was now engulfed by winter overnight. My name is Tyler. Let's get lost. This trip is starting off just on the edge of the small town of Yubo, where we will ascend up the ridgeline next to the town and drop into the adjacent valley where our adventure for the weekend will kick off.
What's your guesses on finding snow today?
Oh, we'll find snow, but if it's going to be snowing, maybe.
I feel like we're going to get high up in elevation enough, we'll maybe find some.
Our first stop is going to be at 1,000 meters.
Where's the snow line been hanging out recently? I think it's been around that elevation.
Snow line's sitting at 900 meters. The freezing level is going to drop later this afternoon to 1,000 meters.
See some old equipment down to our left here.
We are currently headed up to a little lake called Sherk Lake. It's been on my list for quite a while now to go and visit, and it just so happens to tie into the day. So our end goal for the day is to actually try and get up into the snow and stay at a little cabin. Hopefully we can get to it. It's going to be kind of a big loop we're doing out in the woods, exploring some old roads and seeing what we can find. So it is going to be a very fun day.
Could not ask for better weather today.
Yeah, it's got some cool shadows and things, like the clouds, the shadows of the clouds moving on the mountains.
Getting up on the top of the ridgeline, we got the perfect view of Mount Whymper, standing tall in the distance, with the colors around us vibrant in the warm winter sun. At this point in time, we're closing in on the first stop of the day, a small lake tucked away in the high mountains. I am absolutely pumped on the weather today.
Like that in front of me is just crazy with the shadows and the clouds moving so quick.
Oh, I know, it's windy out. It's perfect. So typically when we've been going out on the weekends here, it's been...
And towards the tree line, you'll see the trail.
Yeah, on the weekends, it's normally raining lately, and then sunny all week at work. And so today, it's just the perfect little break from it raining on the weekends. It started off the day raining, now the sun's starting to peek out. Turned into a beautiful day. Most of our ascent up the last section of trail was the same theme as the entrance. Excess water runoff from nearby creeks, slowly turning the road to a creek bed. In another 10 years, I'm sure this road will make for some good rock crawling.
Really hope we get snowed in tonight. That'd be sick.
There's a good chance.
This small lake has been on my list of places to scout out as a nearby camping location when I want to get away from civilization for the weekend. So with that being said, welcome to Sherk Lake. We just made it up to Sherk Lake.
It's cold.
It's honestly a little frozen. It's nothing thick though. It's nothing like you
What do you mean?
mainlanders.
This is completely thick enough.
He's gonna go for it. Come on, boot man. If you actually get your weight on that, oh. But yeah, see if it. You should try and skip a rock though. See if we can get that that sound.
The sound?
The sound. There's a sound it makes when you skip a rock.
Here's a rock.
Oh, that's f***ing huge.
Well, I gotta go down low, right?
Yeah. Oh, you might actually get it. Here, you hold this for a second. You might need a bigger
You
rock.
need a bigger rock. What are you doing with your life?
I don't know.
He only grabs one. I mean, you can hear it. It's just too windy.
It's too thick, actually. I was up at a lake in town before, and it froze over like this, but it was like a little thinner. And I sat there for like 45 minutes amused. Because you can hear it through the whole lake. I mean, hear it here.
If it wasn't windy today, I'm sure you'd be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Temps dropping. Let's go find a cabin.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Leaving the lake, we push further into the backcountry with our eyes set on getting over yet another ridgeline in the hopes of reaching a small cabin nestled along a river. We are currently just working our way down this ridge line, trying to get over into the next valley. It's a pretty old road, pretty overgrown, nothing we can't get through. We've driven down a lot thicker. Arriving at the next valley floor, we stopped for a second and sent the drone up to spot out the roof of this rumored cabin hidden in the tree line. Upon locating the roof, we were able to identify our trail of entry. You will notice somebody in the forest industry enjoys this cabin, or maybe helped build it. A piece of equipment has built a wall on the side of the cabin, exposed to the road, using stumps from the clear cut to keep it hidden away. Around 25% of Vancouver Island's backcountry is privately owned by logging companies, as the land was given away by the province in 1875 during negotiations for the ENN railway deal. So when local logging companies discover these cabins, they are typically torn down. Locations are kept hush within the off-road community, so future visitors can enjoy or seek refuge in them. We arrived at this first little shack cabin of the day.
Just in time too. The weather's starting to turn for the worst.
Yeah, it's starting to rain. Actually, rain pretty hard, and it's probably going to be snowing where we're going.
Oh, look at all the firewood here.
This isn't a bad little tiny cabin. Well stocked. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're stocked.
There's a couple things in here.
It's always cool finding these trapper cabins.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a guest book.
There you go. So we drove in here, and I think it was a bad choice. There isn't much room to honestly turn around. So I think the only way out is if I spot Colin, and then Colin spots me. Because other than that, I can't Austin Powers turn. There's a tree in the way.
This is bringing me flashbacks. Let's get stuck.
Start cutting. Yeah, right there. Yeah, you're looking good on this side. Yeah. Yeah, you just cleared it.
Hard passenger.
I'm gonna fall on my body here.
No.
Little 35. What a cool cabin, guys. Okay. There we go. All right, now that we're turned around, we're gonna try and get to the final cabin of the night where we are sleeping. The storm is starting to roll in. It's the sunny day. The beautiful weather has since ran away from us. So, yeah, now we're in the thick of it.
You see that? Ice crystals in the rainfall?
Not yet.
It's there, take a look.
Not far up the main service road, we found an old piece of logging history being left for nature to reclaim. Alright, we're just cruising on the service road, and I've seen this. I have no idea what it is, but it's cool. I think, anyways.
It's an old yarder.
Is it?
Yeah, this one was steam operated.
Oh, okay.
Actually steam operated. Unlike that one time you told me it was steam operated, it was actually diesel.
Safety first.
What do you see up there?
Stuff, things, such.
Do you want your audience up there?
Yeah, I'll grab my audience. Come with me. Oh yeah. You see where like the chain drives would be in this cog, and then more chain drives there. It's kind of like just a bunch of reducers all the way out to the front, eh? Crazy. With a stroke of luck, the dark skies cleared up, giving us a chance to enjoy the sun on this final stretch of service road before our turn off to start climbing the mountain. If you're enjoying this video so far and don't want to miss out on future adventures, consider subscribing. My personal goal is to grow this channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. If you can help out with that goal, it would be greatly appreciated. In return, I will always strive to bring you the best content I can. Alright, so we just finished covering a lot of ground on the service roads, and now we are climbing one of the bigger mountains in the valley. We're gonna try and climb it and then get around to the back side of it, and that's where we're hoping to find this cabin to stay at for the night. But climbing this pass, it always had snow on it by this time of year, so we might be in for a little bit of wet snow wheeling because it's not quite cold enough to actually keep the snow fluffy, so it might be a little bit of a mess up here. of what we're going to find out pretty shortly.
Temp is dropping, sitting at 3 degrees now.
We're probably looking at in the minus digits tonight.
So we made it up on top of the ridge above the lake. It's just down to our right. Can't see it yet, but the temperature has dropped all the way down to 1 degree now. So our chances of getting snow tonight, if there's any precipitation, is pretty high. It looks like it's gonna kind of drop into the lake rather than be gradual. So hopefully I'm wrong, because trying to get out from a lake down in a bowl would be difficult in the morning if we do get snow, but also part of the fun. A couple inches of snow already up here, but nothing too bad. It's already starting to snow out. Very, very fine flakes. That could change at any moment. The trail getting in here is pretty overgrown. And we got about 2K to get to the lakefront with the cabin.
The outside temperature has now dropped to 0 degrees, with only 30 minutes left of daylight. I was intently watching the map as I wanted to be setting up camp around nightfall. When the sun does eventually go down, the night will become uncomfortably cold with the wind chill. But unknown to me, there was one obstacle between us and the cabin that was going to push me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, she's a bit tight in here.
I'm definitely not going to be taking it too fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, all this snow underneath us is just pure ice. It's going to be a sheet of ice tomorrow.
Got winches.
My man. 10 minutes before dusk.
On our way in here, I came around a corner and there is just what looks like a swamp as far as I can see. I have no idea how deep it is, but I'm just gonna send it and hopefully it doesn't get up past my airbox. But I really want to get to this lake.
Nice and slow. The last thing we need is for you to hydrolock that thing.
Waterfording is the one activity off-roading that makes my palms sweat a bit, especially on a crossing of this length with murky water. The feeling of uncertainty can become overwhelming while trying to judge the depth of the crossing, not knowing how deep it will get.
You're pushing the whole thing! You see that?
Around the halfway mark, I lost some confidence. From inside the cabin, this felt much deeper, so Colin, with a few extra inches of clearance, tested the entire crossing first.
Okay, I'll go ahead of you. Back up in here.
Seeing Colin complete the entire crossing gave me the confidence I needed to complete it.
just getting water coming in my floorboards because I don't have this drain plug. Squeezing our way down the last couple 100 feet of trail, we pulled up to a small clearing on the edge of this half-frozen lake's edge, with the wind chill making it feel a few degrees colder as we prepare to hunker in for the night.
Should be able to get in next to me. You're just gonna have to do a little bit of a 3-point turn here.
On this side or the other side?
Be on my driver's side. I just need to land this drone.
Quite the entrance you have to your tent tonight.
I'm gonna have to say this is the first time I set up in a swamp.
But just that way, up this dark trail, is where the cabin is hiding.
Our
so
new home away from home.
Well, going to get our tent set up, get my diesel heater set up,
And we'll go scope out the cabin.
and then we'll go say hi to the cabin. But I just need to get my sleeping set up ready, because it's gonna be a cold night, and I'm not gonna sleep in the cabin. Although
Wait,
it's
you don't
tempting.
want all the woodland critters to come cuddle you?
Not really, no. So it'll be a diesel heated tent for me. But got my tent and everything all set up. We made it into this little cabin. It's not really anything special, but it's somewhere where you can get warm. There's a fireplace.
Are you kidding me? That's double pane glass window.
True. And they slide open. So, I mean, there's some effort put into this, and I'm actually surprised they managed to get all this material down here to build this, because the trail is...
It's tight.
It's tight. So they good job, whoever made this. But yeah, this is where we're gonna just kind of hide tonight and enjoy this fire and stay warm before the snowstorm comes.
Well, it's snowing.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
already snowing out there. So we might wake up with a decent amount of snow.
You know what really gets me going in the morning?
What?
A nice fat cup of drama.
That's what it might be.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm gonna warm up. Okay, so I went to go
What did
start
you
up.
do?
I learned a lesson tonight. So when I was buying a power bank, Colin was telling me to make sure that my power bank had enough amperage to start up a diesel heater.
Most power banks cut off as a warning because they think there's an issue, because a diesel heater needs 9 amps to start up. The power bank he has is telling itself that it's in danger because it's pulling too many amps.
Yes, so I can't run my diesel heater, and it is 0 degrees and snowing. I'm gonna have a cold night, so I will definitely keep you guys updated on how I am enjoying this sleep.
Alright, I just made it up in the tent. I've like triple wrapped myself up in my sleeping bag. I can hear Colin next to me with this diesel heater running. I have no idea how cold it's gonna get tonight. You can see my breath right now. But if I wake up at all in the middle of the night from being cold, I will try and flick the camera on and kind of let you know how I'm feeling. But I think I'm gonna get a good sleep. It's not too cold yet, and I don't know if it's gonna get much colder. We're sitting around 0 degrees, so put the Stanfield on. We'll see if I can get to the morning without completely freezing. Catch you there.
All right, we made it to the morning. We got a little dusting of snow. We probably got what? I think in like 3 centimeters or something, and then some of it melted overnight. I can see light in the trees, so we're gonna get out of here.
We came to realize we actually were just low enough in elevation by a few feet that we didn't get snowed on. Just around the corner, there was a few inches of fresh powder that coated the entire landscape, and there is nothing quite like the beauty of fresh snowfall to start off your morning.
I think you're right. The snow's definitely getting a lot deeper the further up we push.
This looks so cool. Well, we almost camped to a snowstorm. Missed it by that much.
I mean, I think we kind of slept in a snowstorm because 2 feet from camp is where the snowstorm started.
Oh, you know what it is? We got the cabin too hot.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting back up on the main road, it was time to start heading home and soak in the sunrise coming up over the little valley I call home. I look forward to seeing you on the next adventure, and as always, remember to take the time to get a little lost. Cheers.